Good morning, dear friends. Welcome to today, the 28th of January. We're about to do a 10-minute portrait of Joy Oladokun. Thank you to Circle Skeptic on Instagram, who recommended that we draw this inspiring musician. The focus of our drawing practice together this month has been drawing people who are doing important work in the world. And I think musicians, the whole genre of music and what is able to be conveyed in such a direct way it's so great. And I'm always delighted to discover incredible musicians that I didn't know yet. And there are a lot of them. And it's always amazing when you find someone and you listen to their music or discover an artist or someone and you're like, how did I not know this person before? But I've really enjoyed listening to Joy's words and songs recently. Hello, Linda, Elizabeth, Hyper, Zaire, hi, Anne-Marie, good morning. It's so nice to have you here. Yesterday, I was unwell. I slept most of the day, but I'm on my feet again today, ready to draw. Where's my timer? Here we go. So Joy now has much shorter hair, but I love the shadow shape. So I was just looking through some different references, and so like this is not the mustn't be a current photo, because from the Nothing Comes Easy song, which is out now, a beautiful clip that you can see over on Instagram, listen and see. Joy has much shorter hair. But the shadow shapes here, when I saw this, I was like, wow, I instantly wanted to draw it. So here we go. 10 minutes all up, 5 plus 5. Eddie and Sandra, good morning. Let's sketch. How is everyone? So last night was my Tuesday drawing session, and I wasn't able to host it. Kira and I have both been unwell, so I was putting the kids to bed, but I'm so thankful for my dear drawing friends of the internet, and I've been hosting this Tuesday session for 6 years. In March it'll be 6 years online, but it actually started offline, and Jane was able just to jump in and host for me, and it was so good. Thank you so much, Jane. And yeah, it's just great to have friends to draw with. Yeah, I am feeling better. I still have a bit of a headache, but that's all right. Yeah, thank you. Hyper Zaire. I'm not pushing myself. I slept so much yesterday, and it feels good to get up, get out. The snow here, so I spent an hour this morning out in the crisp snow, and it was good to get outside after a day of just rest. There's so much about this photo which is so cool, and it's nice. I've got the Nothing Comes Easy song playing in my head as I'm drawing. Yeah, this is something, perhaps you've been around for some of the sessions a couple years back. It's been a while now, but I did Faces of Jazz live streams, and I also had a month of musicians where it was 10-minute portraits a day. It was one of the first times I really got into the 10-minute portrait live streams. And I asked all of you what musicians you'd like to draw, and spent a month drawing all these musicians, and it was so cool. Music's just so immediate and so amazing and so powerful, and just to be listening to music while preparing to draw, and I guess probably like, I imagine I'm not the only one who listens to a lot of music again and again, the stuff that I love, and it's great to come out of that sometimes and find new stuff to love, because it's just super inspiring to hear and get to know these different artists that are creating such beautiful things, and the value of their creative output in the world, and what it can mean, like how music can affect us so much, and how for different times in our life, when different things are happening, that it's amazing how music can kind of be the soundtrack to whatever's going on. And the content, the lyrical content, just the sound, even before the lyrics. I often like to listen to music in languages that I don't speak, and the immediate quality of the emotion is it's so amazing. And just thinking, the lyrical content can be so uplifting and empowering, but also just the vibration of the sound already has such a direct, unavoidable kind of effect. Anyone here play any instruments? That was about 5 minutes, just going to read. Linda loves the reference too. Your father-in-law's retired GP has been telling you to take vitamin D supplements. Been on them almost a month. That's a good idea. Linda was down with back issues, deciding to feel better today. It's good that you're feeling better too. We don't see the sun in the UK for weeks at a time during winter. Playing music is even better. Yes, playing music. So I thought I couldn't make music for a very long time, and it was when I must have been about 24, that I changed my perspective and realized that anyone can make music. But sometimes it's a challenge to find the way, because I had like music teachers as a child, where I just made me feel like, I just can't do this. Music and drawing go hand in hand. As drawing and music can help express feelings. Exactly, yeah. Rachel spent yesterday listening to Hungarian songs while drawing. Do I ever do colour portraits? Ed plays bass guitar, cool. Yeah, I've done some colour portraits in the past. Wait a minute. I like to simplify things. This has some colour in it. I like to keep it simple and focus on value, and I feel like that's when I just do one colour and can just be looking at values. It's a very relaxing way to work, and I think it also helps when you then shift to colour. If you have an understanding of values, that then it doesn't really matter what colour you use. If you get the values right, this is a pretty good example of that, because these colours aren't very accurate, but if you get the values right, then the colours work. But this foundational practice of just working in one value is something that I think has helped me a lot. Let's keep drawing. 5 minutes left. I had a month last year of watercolor portraits, because whenever I work with watercolor, I would be like, I need like an hour, 2 hours maybe, to work on a portrait. And I wanted to try and loosen my approach and understanding, and do it in a more sketchy way, because I really enjoy like this kind of stuff, like doing something, the brief quality of just working on something for 10 minutes and the kind of the intuitive process, the spontaneous decision making, and it can have a life of its own. There's something in that spontaneity with consistent practice, that it doesn't always just happen immediately, of course. But I felt like last year I was like, oh, I really want to loosen my approach and understanding of working with color and watercolor. And that is something I would definitely be focusing on again this year. I'm going to be putting together another watercolor course, which is very exciting, later this year. But first, before that, I'm going to be putting together another ink course, because ink and value, and that's the thing, understanding value, understanding ink as a way to really commit to mark making. So working monochromatically and with ink is something that really, really helped me a lot, just to be confident in the way that I draw and paint. So I feel like sequentially that those will be really, really helpful, because the way I use watercolor is also closely connected to the way I use and understand ink wash. But I definitely, in my process and the way I learnt, I got really comfortable just working with ink for a long time and really understanding value. And then at some point I wanted to bring some more color back into my work, because when earlier on when I had tried to understand color, it was humbling and uncomfortable. So I decided just to really focus. I just felt that ink was so direct and expressive, and I had the wonderful advice of my tutor, Rebecca Gay, at the time. She was like, you could really benefit from working with ink. And I would spend so much time erasing and second guessing everything I was doing, and that time of really that phase, just focusing on value, which is what ink really encourages us to do, and also to commit to our marks. That just helped me so much. Anne-Marie plays guitar and is trying to learn the violin. It's hard. I have a cello, and I'm not very good at it, but I love it. And I tried to learn cello at school, and I remember my teacher, I associate a sense of, I don't know, boredom and disappointment when I think back to my teacher. I just wanted to play around. I didn't really practice the chords and stuff, and I didn't really advance in my cello lessons. But I always loved the sound of cello and string instruments. And it must be about 10 years ago at a party, I met a musician. When I told him about how much I loved the cello but was never any good at it, he was like, you should probably get a cello. Just get the cheapest cello you can find, and just, even if you just kind of play with open strings, just kind of become friends with the cello, was his advice to me. And then I found one secondhand, and it was affordable. And he was like, don't even worry, because it was like, you don't need to spend a lot of money. Just get something, and just kind of, it's not what he said, but I remember this feeling of like, just get to know the cello, if it really is something that resonates so much. And so I have this cello, and occasionally I'll just kind of play around with it a bit. I don't really feel like I can play it, but I have it, and we're friends. That was 10 minutes. Not quite done, but it was good to get back and get sketching. Good to talk about music and things. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for being here. You can put a drawing hand emoji in the chat if you've made it this far. And if you happen to be in London, I'm going to be in London and giving a workshop on Saturday. So that was my first thought when I was unwell yesterday. I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be going to London in a couple of days. But now I think it's going to work out. Thank you so much to Joy, Oladokun, and thank you to Circle Skeptic, who suggested that we draw this inspiring musician. Oh, there are lots of comments. Nice. Linda used to play guitar a little and piano. Cool. Sing along. Singing is so good. Like we can all sing, have a voice, and it's that's really interesting to connect to our voice. It's snowing outside. It's beautiful. Love to learn how to do skin, like in the reference photo. Working with value, focusing on value. Like I feel like I got to go a bit further. There's a much stronger contrast. I know I'm going to stop this stream and then I'm just going to keep going. But as I just look at this, trying to look at the value shapes, we're going to overtime. Make up for not drawing yesterday. I feel like this is not done enough yet, and there are lots of comments that people have left. We don't get out much. We party in the kitchen. That's great. Rock and metal tunes, nice. Okay, you can't see the drawing as well as normal. It's kind of not as dark, or is it out of focus? Dark Academia. Oh, I have to listen to that. I saw a concert of Apocalyptica in Belgium, and I think it was 4 cellists rocking out with metal cover songs, all in cello, and I was just like, wow. And I was like, oh, if I'd kept doing cello at school. Yeah, and I talked with this guy at the party about that too, and he was like, just get a cello. And that was a thing similar to art supplies, I wonder, maybe, because I looked then at cellos and I'm like, oh, so expensive. So you can spend so much money, but it was just like, get the cheapest you can find. So I have a €200 cello from a very lovely person from Leipzig who had lots of instruments, and he just said he didn't have enough time for the cello. He had keyboards and all sorts of other things, and so I wanted the cello to go somewhere where it would be cared for and get more attention. A lot of metal translate to classical really well. Yeah, interesting. I remember like in so many different genres, I would hear cello in music and just be like, oh, that incredible sound. All right, I think I'll probably stop soon. I'll probably keep drawing, but I think I'll stop the stream. But when I was just thinking, what really grabbed my attention about this image was that high contrast, and that's something I didn't really come through in the drawing. So okay. Linda watched a YouTube video on how Prince did a classical song and surprised classical people. Awesome, cool. That sounds really good. I gave her a beard. This is just the hatching. But I want to that's interesting because with hatching and shading, it can become beard-like, like the shadow. But what I like to think is that if it visually reads as like one value shape, then it'll be less beard-like, and hopefully be more like just a block of value. But that is a very real risk with hatching, that like when you're putting in lots of lines, to have the shadow around the chin area potentially look like a beard. But what I think if you can manage to build up the value in such a way that it doesn't look like a lot of individual marks, but you see it as a block of value, that will hopefully help it to look less like a beard and just like a big shadow shape. So that could be the thing. If you've done a drawing and you're like, oh, I just gave this person a beard unintentionally, then perhaps it's inviting you to build up the shadow and the hatching a bit more to lessen the beard effect. But yeah, there could be I see what you mean. All right, this would be great in charcoal. Cool. I'm gonna look at that Prince doing classical video, Linda, and I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you for being here, everyone. You're wonderful. I hope you have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow, I believe. I'm not sure how it's going to work when I go to London with the live streams. I might have to take a break over the weekend until I get back next week. But that's it for today. Thanks, everyone. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing your sketches. So share them on Instagram, on the Discord server. And I'll see you again tomorrow. I might have to stream a little bit earlier tomorrow, before 10. Because I have a call at 10, but we'll try to do it at